We've got some news out of Philadelphia. Adam, they decided to fire Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator. Another move relatively expected, but this happens after one season. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, they right now say that he still could be on the staff, just in a different role. But the bottom line is the Eagles made a change at offensive coordinator. It'll be the 5th straight season that they're making a change at offensive coordinator. It is yet another new offensive system and play caller for Jalen Hurts. They now have to go out and hire somebody. They lost Kellen Moore last year to a head coaching job with the New Orleans Saints. A few years back, they lost Shane Steichen to the Indianapolis Colts as the head coach. In between, they had Brian Johnson, who they moved on from. They had Kevin Patullo, who they moved on from. They now will have a 5th different offensive coordinator in 5 seasons, and that will be a significant hire and move for this organization to make. And you could tell that's the move that comes right after the season. That's where they believe their focus and emphasis needs to be as they start to retool that roster and look ahead to the 26th season.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's been well documented everywhere, but definitely on this show, we talked about the frustrations of the Eagles offense. Mina, when you think about Kevin Patullo and what he did this year and maybe where they go next, what comes to mind?
Yeah, we've talked endlessly about the problems with this Eagles offense. It wasn't just about Kevin Patullo, but the scheme was an issue all year long, obviously culminated in a pretty dismal playoff performance. I'm going to spin it forward. I think for Philadelphia, the priority has to be rebuilding this run game studs up, because Jalen Hurts is going to be the quarterback of the Eagles next year. I still believe Jalen Hurts is capable of top-end quarterback play, but I believe that has to come with a good, I would say, a top 10 rushing attack.
Correct.
Because of what that does in terms of the coverages it creates, the parts of the fields he likes to attack, et.cetera. So whoever they hire, you're looking at the Shanahan tree, the Ben Johnson, of the world, and coaches who have been around those guys, they have to rebuild this run game because it was so difficult to watch this season.
It made me think about Mike McDaniel. I mean, I don't know if he wants an OC job, but his run scheme is really good.
I think the concern you have to have if you're Philadelphia is this is going to be, I think this is Jalen Hurts going into his 7th season next year, right? We're 2 days removed from his season ending. This will be his 7th different play caller in his 7 NFL seasons. Doug Peterson, Sirianni, Shane Steichen, Brian Johnson, Kellen Moore, Kevin Patullo. So, and I mentioned this, I think, the other day on the show. At some point, development is just taking a back seat. He's played high-end football, and I don't love the kind of the smear campaign that I feel like has gone on with a little bit with Lamar and certainly with Jalen. I'm not saying that Jalen is one of the 3 or 4 most physically talented quarterbacks in the NFL, but he's played really good football and certainly his best football when it's mattered the most. But I do think if you're Philly and you're Nick Sirianni, you have to take a step back and be like, okay, are we bringing a brand new scheme in here, or are we bringing in a new play caller? Are we just bringing in somebody who's making the hire? Are we bringing somebody who's going to run this scheme so Jalen doesn't have to learn another offense, more terminology, more adjustments? Because there's no way you can master it within a year. And so just taking the step back, there has to be a little pause of what's going on and also a little bit of grace given to the quarterback. This is a tall task once again to learn another new offense in another offseason and another relationship in another offseason.
Yeah, look, Kevin Patullo was awful. I mean, we talked about it all season long. I asked Dan 1,000 questions this season about how could this offense get better? What could he do? Is it hard for an offensive coordinator to adjust? Can they be more creative? Is it anything that they can do to kind of jumpstart this offense and go in the right direction? And it stayed the same. And it was very disappointing seeing it in the playoffs as well. When you start thinking about the drives at the end of the football game, it was just like, what is happening with this football team? The other thing is this, too. Dan, you just brought it up, and we've been talking about this for years now, obviously, is how many offensive coordinators Jalen Hurts has had. That's a feather in Jalen Hurts' cap. It speaks to his professionalism. It speaks to his ability to adjust. Go ahead, Dio.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm with you, and it's 100% a tip of the hat to him. But also, when does it become a problem? Like, when does it bite him? When does it stunt his growth? That's my concern.
I got you, and I understand that, but I also think about he's been to the Super Bowl twice performed well in the Super Bowl twice, and is a Super Bowl champion and a Super Bowl MVP. And that's not, I know how you feel about Jalen Hurts, but I'm just saying that is quite a bit of adversity. Now, Kellen Moore did a great job with Philly. We know what Shane Steichen is as a play caller and how successful he's been since he's left there. But when you look at this organization in Philly and Nick Sirianni, which I think this comes down to, what's best for Jalen Hurts needs to be the first question and the priority. Who's the best guy? Who's the best candidate? He should be a part of this process as well, as far as figuring out who's going to be the next offensive coordinator and spending that majority of time with Jalen as well. So this is not just about getting a guy that we've seen do a really good job. This is about getting a guy that obviously can deal with Jalen Hurts and his personality and how he goes about his business. It's about dealing with the stars that's around him, even if A.J. Brown is gone, how he is still going to get really good players within that organization as well. So I don't think this is just a blanketed, let's find some good offensive coordinator and let him come in. This is about working with the players that he's going to walk in the building with.
You have to find someone who's willing and capable of calling an offense that's oriented around what Jalen Hurts is good at and acknowledging what he's not.
Sure.
I mean, we look at all these Shanahan offenses and we love them. You're watching the Niners against them, attacking the middle of the field. I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts is just never going to do what we saw Brock Purdy do.
I have pause with the Mike McDaniel part because that's where Mike thrives at.
Yeah. And that's why I keep going back to the run game. You build this thing around the run game, and that's what you need for this quarterback to succeed. We've seen him succeed with that before.
Yeah. And it starts with the O-line. You brought this up yesterday.
I got a name. I don't want to make people mad, though.
Okay, well, say it really fast. We got to go to break, but say it fast.
Don't make me mad.
I don't know if OCs make lateral movements, but I would try to get Joe Brady on the phone.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. All right, so Joe Brady to the Eagles. We'll see if that happens. We got a lot more coming your way. We're all over this Mike Tomlin news. We're going to talk about the future for the Steelers. Who's a good fit there as a head coach? We'll throw out some more names other than just Marcus Freeman, plus the quarterback situation and a lot